You should have it now, Dillian. Side just sent it. Yeah, cool. Good. What's that? You're in the shop. Oh, you're.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I thought it couldn't be as good as the first one. I thought it was better. I thought it was more dramatic. And as we've seen from the scorecards, DILLIAN WHYTE came from behind to knock out CHISORA to retain his WBC silver and WBO international heavyweight titles in another incredible fight to end the year. Over to you guys for questions to the champion.
DILLIAN, did you think you were behind, and was it better than the first one?
I didn't think it was better. I was not boxing every round and controlling the fight. I was boxing to a plan, controlling my temper, and just showing maturity and professionalism. And showing improvements. So Zoro is a tough guy. When I was trying to throw a combination, it's bobbing and weaving, and so I was just patterning what I was doing and just setting stuff up in my mind. And I knew if I stay consistent and just keep him using his legs and keep him moving around, it would tear eventually.
How satisfying was it to get the knockout?
Listen, everyone loves a knockout, but I was a bit worried for him. I thought maybe he wouldn't get up again. And at the end of the days, we're all fighters, we all talk a lot of smack about when they do this to each other, do that to each other. But when someone go down, I had to worry for him, you know what I mean? He's got family to go home to as well, with a good chat backstage and stuff. And Derek said, what a tough man, what a brave man as well. Come back from defeat so many times and keep rising back to the top, so credit to him when it's due. And I was glad that I had him as a dancing partner, because in boxing you need people you can dance with and create excitement, and the fight week's crazy. It was all calm, and then it erupted.
So you've spoken to him since the fight.
It was backstage chatting and stuff, Listen, how much rounds have I done with him? 23. No, nearly 23 rounds, You can't do that much rounds with someone I don't respect them, you know what I mean? And there was 23 well-hard rounds. And he pressed as well, and he's strong, he's heavy-handed, he's tough, very tough, but, it's my time now. I'm still improving, I'm still getting stronger.
He was pretty generous about you as well and said, that you deserve your world title shot. How do you feel about being in that mix right now?
It's a good place to be, I started from nowhere, no amateur experience, no nothing, And to be competing with these guys at this level who've been boxing for 25 years and beating him and knocking him out in fashion and still improving, it feels good. No one can't say, I've been handed anything or I've had it easy. I've had it hard, man. And it doesn't get easier, it gets harder and harder.
What made you leave the ring in the way you did at the end?
Joshua was talking rubbish, man. He's just talking rubbish. I'm not going to sit around and wait for him. One man going to sit around and waste 3-4 months of my career waiting for him, waiting to hear what he's doing. I ain't got time for that. My career needs to progress. There's fighters that sit down and wait 2 years, wait to hear, wait for the call. I can't do that. Time's ticking. I'm 30, I'm about to hit my prime now. So I need to act on me. I need to just keep playing my career and keep building. We were supposed to hear about the Joshua fight, I think. When was he supposed to hear? It was directly after the Wilder Fury fight. We're supposed to hear what's going to happen, isn't it? And nothing yet. So I can't sit and wait for that. I've got to plan my future and do what I'm doing.
Do you think he's damaging his reputation with the British public at the moment?
I don't know, man. The guy's making a lot of money. He's got 4 belts. I don't think he really cares about this. This is about what he's doing. I can't comment on that. He's the man at the moment. So, alright.
But do you feel he insulted you by saying, there's him. Do you feel entitled to a world title
I don't
challenge?
think he's insulted me. He's
okay.
Just saying what he was saying. At the end of the days, he showed respect. I showed him respect. I'm sure Eddie don't want to go there and they get cracked, does he?
You haven't lost the appetite to want to kind of go in there and sort him out, though, because you have wanted that for a long time.
You need dancing partners in boxing, man. If I go and fight we had the option of fighting CHISORA fighting some cabbage in America. No one wanted to see me do that. You know what I mean? You know, I could have. Even CHISORA was shocked that I agreed to the fight. I could have sat around and wait. You know, you need dons and partners, man. I could have gone to America and boxed Travis Crawford, man, or some nobody, you know.
Can you give us a top line then, Eddie? That is there, you know, if Wilder doesn't happen, is it going to be Dillian?
Yeah, I mean, look, he's earned the right. I mean, look, firstly, I expect at the end of January, when the WBO will make their decision, they'll install Dillian as the mandatory to the WBO world title. He's also number one with the WBC. So, I think the WBO mandatory is due September the 31st. So, even if he doesn't fight him in April, you know, it's not. We've got to sit down with Dillian and his team, see if there's a deal to be done for April. I don't believe that Wilder will fight Joshua in April, so therefore we'll sit down pretty much immediately and see if there's a deal to be done. Dillian has become a pay-per-view fighter in his own right. I mean, he's had 2 back-to-back pay-per-views that have done fantastic numbers. Both of them have been Fight of the Year contenders against Parker and against Chisora. So he's in a great place. But you know, the feeling I get from Dillian is, of course, he wants a world title fight, but he also wants to stay active, stay relevant, be in big fights, continue to improve. And there's no secret, Joshua wants to fight the undisputed fight. So, but he also wants to fight Dillian White. He didn't get on the apron. You know, he wouldn't do that. You know, I think Dillian called him a few names, and he got up on the apron. It's quite unusual for him to do that. But he wants to fight Dillian White because they've had a brilliant second fight, a brilliant first fight, and there is history, and it does 100,000 at Wembley. So if there's a deal to be done for that fight, I think there's a very, very good chance that will be next. But there are other fights he's looking at. There's other fights Dillian White's looking at. He can do what he wants. Dillian might turn around and go, do you know what? I don't like that deal. I'm going to have this fight or that fight, and then I'm mandatory anyway.
How about me and you in pay-per-view in April?
that would probably do more by
10 million
probably do more
Eddie
by.
and your brother.
I want 9 to 10.
yeah.
I want 9 to 10.
That's alright. He's going to make so much money, I'll give you 9 to 10. I don't mind. He can have 9 to 10. He can have 95 actually.
You do it for nothing, to be fair.
I definitely would. Then we've had their ups and downs. We work well. We always get a deal.
One thing I will say is that, and not a lot of people know this, but you know, there was a time in Dillian White's career that he was just looking for chances and opportunities, and he was virtually fighting for no money, just for chances and opportunities. And what he's carved out from, particularly what he came back from many, many years ago, you know, when he started his career, he's an unbelievable story. You know, and actually he's got a vision and a plan to grow a brand, and it's impressive. You know, he knows what he's doing, he knows what he wants, he doesn't turn fights down. You know, he's done 2 pay-per-views now that have generated a lot of buyers, and he is one of the most entertaining fighters on the planet. And he hasn't had the Olympic leg up, the GB leg up, all this sort of stuff. He's built it from the bottom end of literally small ball stuff. And that's quite unique.
Hey, did it surprise you when some of the fans were booing anti-Joshua at the end?
No, I thought he might get that. I mean, listen, I think after 22 fights, quite honestly, I think AJ's done phenomenal. But people want to see him fight Wilder, Fury, Dillian White. But I can only tell you the man that I know, and I think Dillian feels the same. He's up for fighting these guys. He's not. You know, he's not a guy that says, oh, I don't want to fight Wilder or Fury or Dillian. He's up for those fights. But just like a deal might be presented to Dillian that he don't like for the AJ fight, and he decides, Ross, for fuck's sake, mate. and he decides, no, I'll wait. You know, I'll wait till I'm at. It doesn't. You don't just say, right, you're fighting him and that's your money, so shut up and take it. It doesn't work like that. He's carved out a position for himself, number 1 in the WBC, number 1 in the WBO, top 5 in the WBA, be reinstated into the IBF. He's in a brilliant position. He doesn't have to take the AJ fight for whatever deal we tell him it has to be, or don't worry about it. You know, he can fight in America, he's got everything to do. But I do feel like he deserves a world title shot, and I do feel like he is either in his prime or quickly approaching his prime, and that is generally the time to strike. And I also believe him against AJ is a fucking unbelievable fight. Unbelievable fight.
Eddie, do you think that WBC mucked Dillian about a little bit?
Yeah, I do. Look, I like Maurizio Sullivan, but they dropped the ball and they promised someone something without thinking about what they promised someone else. And they will probably order Brazil against White as a mandatory for the WBC if Fury fights Wilder. But he's also going to be mandatory for the WBO. So he doesn't have to be mandatory for the WBC, but if he wants to be mandatory for the WBC, maybe he fights Brazil. I mean, he can literally, you know,
We could fight man on the Trafford and he would be a regular.
no, he's strict. He's been
We
strict.
could fight whoever for it.
Yeah. Gerald Miller.
I don't care.
But I ain't got
You
the
like
fucking
making
WBO.
easy fights, don't you?
Gerald Miller, is that an easy fight?
It's easy for you to make.
Is it an easy fight?
Yeah, of course. I'm not that pumping out.
He called Dillian out to us tonight.
Yeah. That's a big fight. And by the way, we can do that in the Barclays Centre, we can do that over here. But, you know, he performs well at the O2. It's a little
Do you want to
stopping
fight in, excuse me, sorry. Do you want to fight in America, Dillian?
Yeah, of course. They aim is to be world heavyweight champion, the world, not British heavyweight champion. I want to fight as much different places as I can. You know, get my name out there and be a draw in other countries or not just at home. You know, I want to, you know, inspire different people in different countries as well. Like just, I fought in America already anyway. I loved it. And, you know, even though they put me in a fight with the EU, man. I was like,
and in Omaha.
yeah, it's funny because I went from fighting at 10 o'clock at night to 5. I was like, oh, okay, alright, cool. Yeah.
Mark, how much has Dillian improved since his last fight against AJ?
Well, it's about the experience of the fighters that he's faced, you know what I mean? So going through them different styles, and the styles like Delanius and Parker, getting through them battles to a game plan, that's what gives him the experience, you know. And he's got confidence, but it gives you another level of confidence. And yeah. So he's got all the, listen, he's got all the, he knows what he's doing on. It's the experience. It's the experience, and look, you know, I expect him a little bit sharp tonight, to tell the truth. You know, on the jab, a little bit flat, but you know, we had a chat in the 10th round. We had a chat in the 10th round. Said something like, he's growing in confidence. Don't let him keep pushing you back, pushing you around. You got to let some combos go. Went out there and did it. In the next round, in the 11th round, told him the 10th round, the 11th, went out there. Turned it on when he had to. You know what I mean? But you know, like him to be a bit sharper tonight, but he was under control in that corner. He weren't blowing. He was under control. He knew what he was doing. And that was set up. What he did tonight, he set that up. He told me mid-rounds, Mark, I'm going to turn it on. And he did. Just need to remind that. As soon as I said that Chisora was pushing around a bit, he didn't like it.
You gotta get a box up blunt, listen. Staggs is a tough guy. The more you hit him, it's like the more he comes on. So I see him in fights, so if you box him a bit, he just falls apart. You know, he loses his concentration a bit, and he can clean his clock if you. And I know that, you know, it's easy to say go out there and do this and do that and jab more and be sharp and that, but sometimes you'll fight and you see stuff your coaches don't see. Sometimes your coaches tell you stuff and then you can't. You know, you see something as a fight, and I'm a fighter. I'm always learning. I'm always, like I was telling them, as the fights are going on, I'm figuring stuff out. I'm seeing stuff, and I knew I threw 1-2 left hook and he rolled 3 punches. I thought, all right, don't worry. I need to change something up. I threw it a couple of times. He rolled all of them, so I was like, all right. You know, I need to do something to set a trap. You know, and that's what I've done. You know, sometimes it's good to go out and be sharp. Whatever. Some fighters you can't be sharp against them because of their style. They're pressing, so you have to set traps. And we done something training, throw the lazy right hand, let him think there's no power in it, and let him walk straight into left hook. And that's exactly what happened. You know, I knew it was only a matter of time. And to be honest, I trained so hard. If I had done him in a round, I'd probably just been there. Yeah, I could have done him in the first 2 rounds as well, but it's about maturity, man. Listen, this is longevity in the sports, you know what I mean? And he's a heavyweight, you know. Look, Takam had him all over the place and he swing one and ended that. you have to be smart. It's not all the time you can go out there and try and blow people away in the first round.
He had points deducted for low blows and an elbow. What did you think of that at the time? Was that bothering you?
Last time before, we wanted to be so much in the bars. I was paying blood for 2 days after. So listen, CHISORA, he's a fighter. He's a fighting man. He's not a boxer. He's not a technician. He's a fighting man. CHISORA, I always call him Black Viking. You know, he just hit anything. You know, he'll hit you with anything.
Sorry, I've never seen a back elbow before.
This Derek CHISORA, like I said, you can't prepare for anything with this. So you have to just try and prepare as much as you can and cover as much angles as CHISORA does what he wants. He don't care. He's at 2-1 and then he's just like, well, I'll just throw a spinning elbow then. He doesn't care. He doesn't care.
It's an MMA day, that was.
Eddie, at what point do you say that the Wilder talks are done and you look elsewhere?
Very, very soon. I mean, we haven't got long. You know, I mean, I'm sure we'll be on the phone to Dillian and these guys in the next week, and we should start straight away and say, look, let's just, if there's potential, we need to move. But you know, I think the priority is Wilder. He wants to fight Wilder, but I don't believe that'll happen.
Is there a cut-off point for that? Is there a cut-off point for that?
I mean, if it's an April 13th date at Wembley, you'd need it on sale end of Jan. Something like that.
Eddie, when you say if, does that mean Joshua might not fight at Wembley on April the 13th?
Interesting.
Good question. I think he's about 80% likely to fight at Wembley on April 13th.
So will you do a bill at Wembley on the April 13th, regardless of if Joshua?
Did you say you don't think it'll happen with Wilder now? Is that where you're at?
If you don't fight me, can it be main event then?
At Wembley?
Yeah.
Quite possibly.
Then someone else.
Thanks.
Okay.
Have to do that already.
You don't want to get.
Sorry, what's this?
You don't think it'll happen with Wilder?
They're not showing a lot of willingness to.
Where is Fury in the mix, Eddie? Have you heard anything from him?
Yeah, he texted me a few times. We've spoken a few times.
Yeah.
Look, Josh wants to be undisputed, and if he can't get those, then he looks at Fury and Dillon. But these guys, you know, they're not lapdogs. They're not just going to turn around and say, "Yeah, all right, just tell me what the deal is, and I'll be there." So it's these guys. They're not like just a voluntary pick, where I'm over the moon to get a shot. They're in position. So whether it's Dillian, whether it's Fury, whether it's Jarrell Miller, whether it's Wilder, who knows?
Is Fury hard to make because he's with Frank?
I don't know. Is he with Frank?
Well,
I don't know.
yeah. You think he might not be?
He's calling me. I don't know.
So could Dillian fight Fury?
Yeah, it's a great fight. We tried to make that fight before.
Great.
When Tyson Fury came back, I wanted him to have one warm-up fight and then fight, do a 3-fight deal. Warm-up fight, Tony Bellew, Dillian White. White Fury is a massive fight. That's a Wembley fight.
So you want the lineal belts?
Right, he wants to be the lineal champion.
Dillian, who do you respect more after tonight? CHISORA or Joshua?
CHISORA, of course. Yeah, there's a tough dude, man. I definitely respect CHISORA more.
Do you believe Anthony wants to fight you or is he dodging you?
I don't. Pero sí me mete. See the smiling. The smile.
You don't think he don't have a problem fighting.
He might not, but his team might do.
Were you expecting him to say something different in his sort of response to you tonight and to Joshua? Were you
I thought
expecting
he'd
him
have
to say
said,
something?
let's do it.
Yeah.
You know, but it was I'm in an hour, like, oh yeah, because I'm in an hour, You know, he said, I want to fight Dillian. Hopefully Derek knocks him out. Because why would he hope that? I mean, Derek is nowhere near as big as me and him, so why would he hope that? You know, it's just, it signs that he doesn't really want to fight. Man. You know, but let's see what happens. Of course, Eddie's going to say yes. Eddie's this guy.
I'm your guy too.
Yeah.
How would you feel about having to fight Brazil in an eliminator for the WBC title?
Listen, like I said, my career on independent AJ, four of the belts, but if I manage for one or two of them and he doesn't fight, I'm sure they're going to ship him at some point anyways. I'll fight Brazil. It's only a matter of time, man. I just have to just keep being patient, keep working hard, keep winning fights, and you know, it will happen. Just hope I don't get sidestepped too long till I'm over this. That's it. Yeah, exactly.
All right, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you.